there, little bunny. I hope you've been having a good... Wait, what do I say? Oh my goodness, little bunny. How do I start these? I hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. And even if not, that's okay too. Because sometimes the weather is good in the brain. Sometimes the weather is bad in the brain. Can't change the weather, but we can learn to enjoy the rain. If you're really good. That's the hard mode. Easy mode is when it's sunny. Make sure you go outside and get the sun on your face and enjoy it. You got to stand in the sunshine. Right? Sometimes it'll be sunny in your brain, but it's also on you to go stand in the sunshine. Or stand in the shade. I prefer the shade in real life. That's the danger of analogies, little bunny. Reasoning by analogy is a bad way to find wisdom. Anyway, this is basically a no carrot episode. Because why, little bunny? What do I even mean by carrot? It means we're just gonna have good feelings together. So let's take a breath together. You ready? I bought a little pumpkin for my desk, because that was in the locked audio. I made a promise that I would buy a pumpkin. Locked audios. The Patreon. 18 plus only. Don't join if you're not 18. Yeah, I want to make the best of October. It's a really interesting month, isn't it? It's a very magical month. I hope you're going to do some good stuff for October, even if you don't dress up in a costume. Anyway, I won't just remake the locked audio for the podcast, but I now have a pumpkin that is the little bunny pumpkin, and you know who is riding on top of the pumpkin right now. It is you, little bunny. You in the form of my little bunny figurine. And you're here looking at me. You look so cute standing on this little pumpkin. It's like the size of a palm pumpkin. There you are, standing on it. You look so at peace. There with me. Oh, I love you, little bunny. You are wonderful. I have a beverage with us today, just like always. You want to know what it is? What do I say? I'm going to pour it, and you're going to listen. I think that was pretty good. How am I getting at my sipping ASMR? It's a red tea this time. I always have the green tea, because that's the one Queen Little Bunny doesn't like. But we got the red tea this time, little bunny. Because we're wild. We can't be controlled, can we? You and I are unstoppable, little bunny. It's truer than you realize. We're really unstoppable. Oh, the things you and I will do together. I love that I'm ambitious. It's one of my favorite things about myself. What else do I like about myself, little bunny? I like how creative I am. I like how loving I am. And I want you to be able to do this too. Does it sound like the hardest thing in the world to talk about things you like about yourself? That was actually last week's episode, I think. I'm starting to forget which ones are which and everything. I'm sorry I keep bumping you. Anyway, what were we talking about, little bunny? Yeah, you want to compliment yourself. Pick one thing you can compliment yourself on that you like about yourself. I can think of some. The fact that you're here right now and you are listening to me call you little bunny as your loving daddy. You're listening to me be goofy and sexy goofy at the same time. Means you're a certain kind of person. Certain kind of person I'm very fond of. So at the very least, you can like about yourself that I love you. Because you're not just anyone. You're my little bunny. Does not feel good. None of this is fake, by the way. I hope you know that. I detest being called a performer. Unless I'm reading fiction, in which case I am performing. But even then, I don't like to come across as a performer. When I read fiction, which right now it's on, coming up soon, November 1st. I need to make sure that the Audible files get greenlit and everything, but I'm just going to go for it. November 1st, there's going to be an Audible release of a short story I wrote. The short story is already on Patreon, so you can just go listen there, but I'm trying to branch out, little bunny. Grow the garden. So we're doing Audible. It's going to be released on Kindle too, but that's basically just because it has to be on Kindle in order for it to be on Audible. So November 1st, for sure, there will be a Kindle release. And assuming everything goes smoothly with my Audible upload, November 1st, there will be some good stuff. I'll talk about more of that in the future. But what can you do right now? Make sure you follow the podcast and follow on Instagram. I think if you have those two things, you're in good shape. 1 second. Okay. And if you can bring it upon yourself to be on the social media site X, formerly Twitter, it's a very safe place for the garden. It's a very toxic platform and controversial. It's okay. You can have whatever opinions you want of it. But I would say the number one priority, subscribe to the podcast and Instagram. And then subscribe to X. I leave little voice notes. Just super quick, super fun. You can't find them anywhere else. And I guess soon there'll be Audible and Kindle and all that stuff. Okay. Enough about that. What are we talking about today? It's just honey. Just honey. Carrot is when I feed you a little wisdom, because it's not enough for me just to be a sexy voice for you to listen to. I can't but help but have the daddy energy, or I want to make your life better. It's not just about what you want, little bunny. It's about what I want. In fact, it's all about what I want. Did you know that? This is no charity for you, little bunny. What gave you that idea that I'm doing all this for you? Oh, little bunny. I really enjoy this. And I enjoy making your life better. I enjoy making you happy. It's really good. Very good use of my time. Oh, man. So there's, in some non-garden work that I'm doing, not that the garden is work, but in some music work that I'm doing. Oh my God, I'm so frustrated because my client is making me throw away a bunch of really good stuff that I like. I'll write some music and it's really good and I'll hand it off to them. And I don't know. I'm not going to complain. I don't really like to complain. It feels weird. But I resolved it. There was a little work issue where I wasn't happy with the situation, so I just spoke up and explained how I'm feeling and how I want things to change. And then, something will happen. Usually the conversation will go just fine and good things will come about and things will resolve themselves, just by talking. But your brain is like, oh no, but what if it goes horribly wrong? It's okay, little bunny. It's really okay. Not everything has to go perfectly right in life. What you can do is do what you need to do. Take control of what you can control. Oh, damn it, little bunny. I just fed you some carrot. Oh, bad daddy. Okay, well, do we have a topic this week? What do you want to talk about, little bunny? I can always just talk about how much I love you. I really hope you understand you're not just anyone. Right? The fact that you're here, it's like you know the password. You know what the password is. It's when I say, "Hey there, little bunny, I love you." You go deeper. That's the password. That's how you get here. You can only find this place if you're my little bunny. I love it. It's our own little secret place. The garden is hidden. I think it's secret. It's not totally secret. You can wear the garden logo on a hoodie. That was my Instagram story that I just posted. A couple more of your fellow bunnies who gave me permission to show them off wearing a hoodie. Those are some key holder bunnies, by the way, who have keys to the locked section of the garden. So you can, but even that, it doesn't say Lindy's Garden on the hoodies, you know? That would be ridiculous. Why would I do that? It's just the logo, you know? And either you know it or you don't. And I kind of want the only people to get it to be little bunnies, you know? I would love for this to be, it's just a secret. Can you imagine? Oh, I need to grow the garden more so I can live this joy. So I live in New York City. I want to be on the subway and I want to see a hoodie, you know, just out in the open. I won't come say hi, but I'll smile and I'll love it. I'll say hi in the podcast. How about that? If it happens, little bunny. If you're a New York City bunny if you're visiting or something, okay, and I happen to see you wearing the hoodie, I will mention it in the podcast. I will give you a little shout out. I want to make some, I also want you to be able to find fellow bunnies kind of out in the wild. I think that would be so fun. I might make a pin. You can pin it to your bag or something like that. And then we'll start this little thing where if you see someone with the pin, you have to go say hi. Yeah. It's not even a choice. I command that you go say hi to the bunny wearing the pin. And we'll come up with some icebreaker that you say. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so much fun. See, this is a really cool thing that we're doing, and I hope this is still recording. Okay, good. This is a really cool thing we've got going, little bunny. Oh, I love it. I want this to be the coolest thing that has ever existed. I think I want that. What are some other super cool things that have existed? I don't know. I think the garden, we could make this the coolest thing that has ever existed. We're not there yet, but we're growing. This is the early days. If you're listening to this upon release, which it releases every Friday until we adapt to something even cooler. But podcast every Friday without fail. Without fail, little bunny. Oh man, we are in the early days. We're in garden year 2 right now. We're doing pretty well. My computer, did I mention my computer was broken this week? So I didn't mention that, no. I don't think I did. My computer was broken this week, so I wasn't able to make any videos. So, gotta make the videos to keep growing. I actually don't like making videos. Would much rather just do audio stuff. But you get to look at me in a suit, gaze at my hands. If you ever saw my face, you would be sent flying backwards, like in the anime with the bleeding nose. You'd have to recover. Your knees would be shaking. Your life would never be the same. All other men have been ruined after gazing upon the full physical entity of your daddy. Oh man, little bunny. We have fun, don't we? Oh. Let me take a sip of tea. What else do you want to do together? Let's dream, little bunny. If you have ideas, by the way, this is a group scheming. Yeah. I'm definitely the best at scheming, as you know. But if you have ideas for mischief we can get into, fun ideas, you can email me, Lindy@lindysgarden.com or daddy@lindysgarden.com, whichever you prefer. And I generally actually do not reply to emails at this point, but I do read everything and I do appreciate it. And if you have written me a long, loving note of appreciation or, if anything, I read it, it made me smile, I promise. So you are heard, little bunny. You are heard. What else? Little bunny? You want to play a game of some kind? What kind of game can we play? Oh my God. While I didn't have my computer to do mental journaling, which I really, really recommend you do mental journaling. Basically, it's you just think and you write down your thoughts. Mental journaling. You just write down your thoughts. You don't talk about what you did today. You don't strategize what to write down. You're literally just no filter. You're just writing down what your brain is thinking. And it forces you to concretize. Is that a word? To make concrete your thoughts. By committing it to words, you just become a lot more aware of what you're thinking. And I don't know, it solves a lot of problems on its own. It's basically therapy. So, definitely am a big, big fan of therapy. If you can get a therapist, definitely get a therapist. And if for whatever reason you can't get a therapist, mental journal, little bunny, every day. You can just do it typing. I type pretty fast. There's actually a locked audio of me just basically typing. It's a crazy, crazy place. Oh, man. Some of these audios are just because I want to make it, There's no market research or anything ridiculous like that. I'm just doing whatever I want, little bunny. We're just making it up as we go. Having a good time. Oh, I love this thing. I love this thing so much. And it only works because you're here. So I'm glad you're here. I'm really, really glad you're here. No, but really, I'm glad you are here. Oh, I feed off your energy, little bunny. You always make me feel better too. I don't know if you know that. That's something I was going to talk about. Slow down, Daddy. That's something I was going to talk about. I don't know if this is what it's called, but I'm going to coin it if it's not. Texting limbo. Do you know what I mean by that? When you text someone and you're just kind of waiting for the reply. This is limbo. And especially if you are anxious about the reply of the text, you know what I mean? So I'm in like 6 different text limbos right now. Not because people are ghosting me, but because I am going after many things that I want right now. Of all sorts of different variety. And they will text back, but it's like, oh my God, why do we have to have this bizarre gap of time where I just anxiously check our phones and things like this? It happens to me too, little bunny. That's why my phone is in the other room right now. It's just you, just me. I forgot all about the text limbo that I'm in. Oh, it's so infuriating. So infuriating. Whatever. It's kind of foolish to focus too much on things in other people's court. Here's your daddy feeding you some carrot. But basically do your part and then just forget about it, move on. This is speaking broadly now. So if there's some opportunity you really want something from someone else, like if they have some kind of career opportunity or something similar or whatever, just send a really good email and reach out to them. You can be a little bit persistent, but ultimately, you can do your part and it's on them to do their part. So anyway, stop giving carrots. Daddy, stop feeding carrots. Little bunny. Little bunny, little bunny, little bunny. I feel like we were talking about something that I want to get back to. Can you remind me, little bunny? Scheming. Coming up with cool things to do. Oh, this is so much fun when I just... when I really lean into the fact that it's for me, it makes it so enjoyable, little bunny. Makes it so easy too. And ironically, you like it better. You like it better when I'm just having a good time, spending time with you. That's the golden relationships in your life that you want to hold on to. Damn it, Daddy's feeding you a carrot. The best friendships, the best relationships, and every combination thereof is where both people feel like they're getting the better end of the deal. Oh, that was such almost like an out-of-body experience the first time I had that conversation with someone who I would consider to be my best friend. Slow down, Daddy. And she lives here in New York City, which is great. Coincidentally. Or not coincidentally, because New York attracts a certain type of person. Isn't that great? So, we had a month where we were, hold on one second. Okay. Sorry, I had to step away for a little bit. But I'm back, little bunny. And I have completely forgotten everything we were talking about, which seems to be a common theme of the garden in this podcast. Let me take some more tea. See what we want to talk about, little bunny. That was such an ugly slurp. Let me redeem myself. It's harder than it seems, little bunny. It's not easy to slurp some tea. There we go. That's better. What do we even call this episode, little bunny? I feel like we need to collect ourselves. Here we go. Let's get our act together, little bunny. We gotta collect ourselves so that we can actually name this episode something. Because right now, we are just totally goofy. Well, let me get more comfortable. We're just goofing around. I love that I can be this combination of sexy, playful, wholesome. I don't like the word goofy, but I don't know. It just all comes with the territory of me. I think I like being me. I do like being me. So many people say they want to be like me. And I can help those people, whoever wants to. You don't have to be like me. Actually, I want you to be like you. I want you to be the best version of you. It'll be similar to me in some ways. It'll be totally different to me in some ways. I think if I could summarize my desires for you what I really want in your life. I want you to be productive. I want you to end the week saying that week was worth it. That week was worth living. Whether the experience of the week was worth it, or whether the work that you got done made it worthwhile. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And you know who gets to define that? You get to define it. I want to help you figure out who it is that you want to be. And I'll just keep nudging you to do it, little bunny. I think I'm mostly who I want to be right now. I'm always working. Always getting better. Always dreaming bigger. As soon as I achieve something, it was a quote from maybe the very first or second episode of the podcast, back when I was quoting other people. Andre DeShields, his Tony acceptance speech was, at least the most recent one. What was it, little bunny? The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. So keep climbing. Oh man, I hope I aged to be like Andre DeShields. Most charismatic man I think I've ever seen speak. I almost got to see him on Broadway. But there was the understudy. Took his role that night. Oh man, FOMO. Little bunny. FOMO. Oh, New York City is the city of FOMO. It really is. Oh my God. Basically, perpetually, you're always missing out on incredible things. It's just by definition what the city is. Little bunny. I don't want to be missing out on incredible things. And if there's things that I'm missing out on, I want to make things that are way better. Because if I make it, then I'm in on it. I want you to make stuff, little bunny. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be arts and crafts. What are you making? It doesn't even have to be. Oh, slow down, Daddy. 1 second. It doesn't even have to be something physical. What are you making? What are you creating from nothing? Or creating from smaller pieces? What are you giving structure to? Okay, if you're a garden historian, I need you to help me codify, do you know that word? Make code, make... Oh, that's another thing, codify your thoughts. That's another way you could put it for mental journaling. I think if we had to pick like a immortal battle, some battle of good versus evil in the garden, wouldn't really be good versus evil, because I think plenty of people would call us evil for indulging in lust. Yeah. It's okay. It's beautiful. It's a great emotion. There's no reason not to enjoy lust. It's ridiculous. So we might be the evil ones. We are the evil ones for other people. It's okay. And we don't cast them as being evil. We just kind of ignore them and do our own thing. They can do their own thing, and if they want to come ruin our lustful endeavors over here, well, then we'll just have to make the garden more secret and more hidden. Anyway, I think if there's a golden there's like a war between good and evil for us, little bunny. Do you know what it would be? Blank versus blank. It's information versus entropy. It's okay if that doesn't make sense. Information not in the sense of facts and things like that. But there's a physics concept. It's actually a growing field called information theory. Am I really going to teach you information theory in this podcast? This is hilarious. Let's take a book, little bunny. Actually, yeah. Okay. What's a book? Think of a favorite book. Choose your favorite book. Okay? Picture it in mind. Your favorite book. Imagine if you were to take every letter off of that page. I think you've got some kind of like magic power to just pull the letters off the page. Can you kind of see that image where the letters fly up and they mix around every single page of the book? You're fanning through all the pages and you're holding your hand in a circle and you're summoning these letters. You're peeling them off the pages and they're swirling around. There's this green little mist that's a little bit sparkly. And then you just cast these letters onto a pile on the floor. It's a clean floor. There's nothing on the floor but the letters. It's a concrete floor. You have all these letters from your favorite book that are now on the ground, a pile of letters on the ground. And your favorite book physically, the actual physical book, is now a bunch of blank pages. Now, how many different ways, if you were to put those letters back into the pages of the book, how many different ways could you put them? Different combinations of letters. It would, almost all of them would look like those crazy, like Wi-Fi passwords that are computer generated. Like, here's your temporary password. Lowercase d 97, uppercase W VV. These ridiculous things. You could fill the book with so many random sets of letters that don't make any sense. There's only just one way to put that book back together the right way so that it becomes your favorite book. The reason it's your favorite book is not that it has the pages and that it has the letters. It's the order of the letters that makes all the difference. The order of the letters is the information. And entropy is what happens when you take that book in its perfect form, your favorite book, and you peel all the letters off of it. You cast it on the ground. That's entropy. The maximum entropy is all those letters mixed on the ground. In our quest, little bunny, if we had to pick a good versus evil, I want you to be the author who takes that pile of letters on the concrete. Let's say it's a new book. Okay. You have a bunch of letters on the concrete ground. You have a book of empty pages. Your task is to take this maximum entropy and turn it into information, to create something out of it. And I want you to have faith that that is someone's favorite book. Right? They're just forward in time. It's kind of like what you did with in this example. The analogy is, this is the challenge, right? I said don't reason by analogy. See, I gotta be careful. Analogies can communicate ideas, but you can't dig for deeper meaning within the analogy because the analogy is not true. It's just a method of communicating an idea. Am I making sense, little bunny? So, who are the quote-unquote evil ones, even though I don't like calling people evil? I'm trying so hard not to feed you carrots, but everyone sees themselves as the good guy of their own lives. They'll just have disagreements about who's good and who's bad. Anyway, it's getting late, little bunny. What was I even talking about? Yeah, so the quote-unquote evil people, though we're not going to call them evil. They are the agents of entropy. They come and they tear things down. Yeah, we'll get into agents of entropy at another time. Yeah, I'm in a good mood right now. I don't want to put myself in a bad mood, but I want you to create things, little bunny. The world is full of these letters on the ground. Yeah. It doesn't have to be letters of a book. What do you do for work, little bunny? What do you want to do for work? What do we call someone who does information? Angel of information. I don't like that. I don't want to borrow their intellectual property. I would love for you to do something for work where you're creating information. You create information out of nothing. It's this kind of poetic. It's a poetic object. This is getting so cerebral, little bunny. Oh my goodness. How about I just say how much I love you? Thanks for indulging your daddy in these little brain games. Information versus entropy. It's a good way to see the world if you need to split people up. Because everyone's going to disagree about what the right way is to build things. Everyone's going to disagree. I have a different idea of what I want to build and what I think might be a perfect society. It'll be different than what you think. And it'll be different than what another person thinks. And then your least favorite person in the world will have a different idea. Yeah. But there are people who don't try to build things. They just try and tear things down. They come from every stretch of everywhere you can find. Yeah. Everywhere you look. If you want to split people up, split them up into those who create information. I'm not talking about facts, but who create structure, make something out of nothing. They generate value for the world. And it might be different than what you want to build. That's okay. Your job is to build something better, little bunny. I would love for the world to be one competition of who can build the better thing. Yeah. And the bad people are the ones who all they do is just try and tear things down and destroy. So, I guess the carrot for this episode, little bunny, is don't try to make the world a better place by destroying things. Don't try to make the world a better place by being mean to people, by saying mean things to them, whether to their face or behind their back. Just build something better. Just build something better. That's the way to win. Okay, what's the name of it? Oh my goodness. I just knocked something over. I am an agent of entropy. Knocking Queen Little Bunny's headphones onto the ground. Oh, little bunny. I love you very much. Thanks for listening to me talk about that. I want to be careful not to ever tell you how you should think. But sometimes it can be helpful to hear how I see the world. I hope it can be useful. If nothing else, it can help get you thinking about how you want to see the world. What kind of world do you want to live in? And you might find your other quest of good versus evil, but pick something besides good versus evil. And try and come up with your own thing. Yeah. I'm curious to know what you'll come up with. What kind of quest you can go on with your life. Make every week feel like it was worth living. You've got to know what a life worth living is. For me, this is worth living. I can talk about why this is worth living. Feels great, little buddy. Feels real great. I think I accidentally helped you with this episode. I was just going to try and say, hold on, am I still freaking recording? I better be. Okay, good. I'm going to get to bed, little bunny. I will be here in just a moment to write you a poem and send you on your way off to another wonderful week where you're building the life of your dreams. And even if you don't know what to build yet, you're going to mental journal here. You're going to figure out what makes your life worth living. You might not know yet. It's okay. It'll take time. Anyway, I love you, little bunny. I'll talk to you in just a moment. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. And I've written you a poem. It's pretty short, but it's good. Are you ready? Did you know I do this because I like you? Therefore, you are not a burden. And these declarations of love that is selfish, I'm afraid you'll have to endure them. Have a wonderful week, little bunny. I love you.